What is up, everybody? It is your boy, Pigskin Pete. Did you miss me? I missed you. I've been out of town for the majority of the week, trying to lose every single dollar that I have, which ain't much. And I'll be happy to report to all of you that I pretty much succeeded. So, anyway, while I was gone, what dominated the college football news cycle? The ACC spring meetings happened. And just like we all thought, at least half and most likely more in the future of the teams in the ACC are not happy with the current financial situation. And they shouldn't be. They're about to get left behind. Now, I have no idea how this whole thing's going to play out. There's all kinds of different hoops to jump through, and red tape and contracts and grant of rights and buyouts and all kinds of other crap. I don't think we're going to see anybody leaving the ACC or the ACC disbanding anytime in the next 12 to 24 months. Maybe, down the road, 3, 4, 5 years from now, we probably will see something happen. I don't know. Look, I have zero idea how any of that's going to play out. But that's not what this video is about. I've been chirping about Clemson leaving the ACC for years now. So this is really nothing new to me. This is new just to the news cycle because it's the off season. It's the middle of the summer, or the beginning of the summer, the middle of the off season rather. And really, there's really nothing else to talk about, right? Except for people getting arrested and people getting suspended and of course the transfer portal and blah, 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 blah. But that's not what this video is about. This video is about you. You might not even know who you is, but you're about to find out. You is all of the people that pop your head up out of the sand, all of you mouth-breathing window foggers, every single time I mention the mere idea of Clemson getting out of the ACC and joining the SEC, or maybe the Big Ten, but let's focus on the SEC. Mainly the SEC fans are the ones that do this. Every single time. And it's always the fans of the lower level SEC teams that do this. Oh, what are they going to do? Well, Clemson owns the ACC. They've got a cupcake ride to the playoffs every year. They're basically penciled into the ACC championship. I mean, they can't lose. They've got the best deal in college football. Why would they want to leave the ACC? If they were to join the SEC right now, they'd be a mid-tier SEC team. Have you guys not been paying attention for the past 10 plus years? Dabo Swinney owns the SEC. Every national championship he's won has been against an SEC school. The majority of the playoff games he's won has either been against an SEC school or a Big Ten school and Notre Dame. There isn't a single soul on the planet with an IQ above 65 that believes that Clemson would not be a top 3 or 4 team today in the SEC. Today. I got a challenge for you. I want you in the comment section right now, if you're one of these mouth breathers, I want you right now to type in 3 or 4 teams in the SEC that if Clemson joined the SEC tomorrow would be a better team than Clemson, or a better program, or would compete better in the conference than Clemson. You can't do it. You know you can't do it. And the fact that any South Carolina fan, Florida fan, LSU fan, Vanderbilt fan, Arkansas fan, Auburn fan, should I go down the list here? Missouri fan, would have the balls or the lack of brains or both to come on here and pretend like Clemson wouldn't wax your ass in that conference next year. You're delusional. But that's not surprising at all, because Just being an SEC fan, if you're not named Georgia or Alabama, makes you delusional by default. Not only do I want Clemson to leave the ACC eventually, I'm tired of the ACC. Look, I love the ACC because I've been a fan of a team that's been in the ACC as long as I've been alive, and even longer. So I mean, there is some nostalgia there. I do love the ACC, but nothing would warm my black heart more than watching Clemson join the SEC and automatically be one of the top tier teams in it. Nothing. Nothing. And there's a reason. Don't get it twisted. There's a reason that the South Carolina fans are shaking in their cowboy boots about the idea that Clemson could possibly join the SEC. They don't need, look, Clemson already owns them. They own them lifetime. They own them recently. I mean, it's not even close. But the fact that we own South Carolina hasn't really mattered as far as their status in the SEC, because their loss to Clemson 7 out of 8 every decade has nothing to do with their conference or division schedule. It doesn't count against their conference record. But if Clemson were to be in the SEC, it would. So they would go from worst to even way worse overnight. And they know it. The last thing that a Gamecock wants is for Clemson to be in the same conference as them. The last thing. And if you flipped it around, let's say by some miracle of God, the Gamecocks were to join the ACC. The same thing would happen. To flip the script, they keep talking about how they would immediately come in and be a force in the ACC. Okay, I'll give them this. They might be a top 4 team in the ACC. And that's really bad. Have you seen the ACC lately? Just like I said, you can't name 3 or 4 programs better than Clemson in the SEC right now. I don't think I can. Well, I know I can. I can name at least 3 programs in the ACC better than South Carolina right now. So, all of you people living in La La Land out there about Clemson and where their position would be in the ACC. Clemson's position in the Big Ten might be more challenging than Clemson's position in the SEC right now. And there's a lot of different reasons for that. We won't get into all that. But I think that Clemson would struggle more tomorrow. I'm not talking about the long run. I think Clemson would struggle more tomorrow in the Big Ten than they would in the SEC. So, get your head out of the sand, get your mouth off the window, and wake the F up. And I'm not a religious person. I'm not a religious person. But I will get on my knees every single day from now until it happens and pray to the Lord Jesus above that Clemson gets out of this crap conference and joins the SEC and puts all of you mouth breathers in your rightful place.